Have you ever lost your temper and instantly regretted it? Have you ever wished you could stay calm no matter what life throws at you? That ability, that unshakable calmness, is what earns true respect. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and join this journey of self-mastery, where every lesson takes you one step closer to your best self. Today, we're uncovering the secret behind mastering emotional control, the Stoic mindset that separates the reactive from the respected. 1. Why self-control earns respect. People don't admire power alone. They admire discipline. True strength has never been about domination or control over others. It's about mastery over oneself. Anyone can shout, argue, or lose their cool. That takes no effort, no courage, and no wisdom. But the one who remains calm, composed, and unbothered in moments of chaos, that's the person who commands quiet respect. Their restraint becomes their strength, their composure their armor. In a world that glorifies reaction, outrage, and instant emotion, the person who chooses calm stands apart like a rock amid the waves. Self-control is more than silence. It's a statement. It declares, I am not ruled by my emotions, nor by what happens around me. I am ruled by choice. The Stoics believe that while we cannot control the world, we can always control our response to it. This is the essence of freedom, to remain unmoved by what is beyond our power. When someone insults you and you don't flinch, when life disappoints you and you keep your dignity, you project something rare, mastery. People sense that. They respect it because it represents something they themselves struggle to achieve. Respect, in truth, is born the moment you stop letting emotion lead your decisions. When you act from principle instead of impulse, when you choose reason over rage, you earn a deeper kind of authority. Others may not always agree with you, but they'll recognize your steadiness. They'll trust your word because you are not swayed by anger, pride, or fear. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That strength is visible to everyone around you. It's the unspoken confidence of someone who doesn't need to prove anything. To master self-control is to carry quiet dignity. It's not about suppressing emotion, but understanding it, feeling anger without acting cruelly, feeling fear without yielding to it. Those who live with such balance radiate calm authority. People instinctively respect the individual who can face provocation without being provoked, who can walk through conflict without losing composure. It's not the loud or impulsive who shape outcomes, but the calm, deliberate, and centered. Those who have learned that the greatest victory is mastery of oneself. 2. The core principle, calm commands respect. In every interaction, tension tests you. Whether it's a heated conversation, an unexpected challenge, or a moment of crisis, your reaction becomes your reputation. When others panic, lash out, or crumble under pressure, your calm becomes your power. It's not just a personal virtue, it's social influence. The one who remains composed while others lose control naturally rises as the stabilizing force. People are drawn to calmness the way sailors look to a lighthouse. It signals safety amid chaos. Stoicism teaches that emotions are signals, not instructions. They are natural, but they are not sovereign. You feel anger, sadness, fear, but you do not have to obey them. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The calm individual doesn't suppress emotion, but filters it through reason. They acknowledge the feeling, assess the situation, and then decide the right course. This inner discipline creates an outer strength that others sense immediately. The calmer you are under pressure, the more influence you gain. Calmness communicates confidence. It says you are not afraid of losing control because you never gave it away in the first place. Think of great leaders, philosophers, and mentors. Their authority rarely comes from shouting. It comes from poise. When everything else is falling apart, the person who stays grounded becomes the anchor. People trust calm because it suggests clarity, control, and understanding. To practice calmness is to practice respect, both for yourself and for others. It shows that you value reason over reaction, patience over pride. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you affirm your mastery of self. The Stoics understood that emotional control isn't coldness, it's clarity. It's the ability to see things as they are, not as panic paints them. Calm commands respect because it's evidence of inner order, and others instinctively admire those who are unshaken, who carry peace in their presence. 3. Practical strategies. Respond, don't react. So how do you actually stay calm? Stoicism doesn't just preach serenity, it trains it. Emotional control is a skill, built through practice, reflection, and awareness. When tension rises, the goal isn't to suppress feeling, but to direct it. You become the sculptor of your own state of mind. Here are a few Stoic tools to cultivate that control. Pause before speaking. Count to 3. Silence is stronger than impulse. A single moment of reflection can save you from words or actions you'll regret. When emotion surges, your pause becomes your power. In that stillness, you reclaim control from the storm within. Breathe deeply. Your breath is the bridge between body and mind. Deep breathing slows your heartbeat, reduces tension, and gives your reason time to reassert itself. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to return to the present moment, and breathing is the surest way to do that. Detach from the moment. Ask yourself, will this matter tomorrow? In a week? In a year? Most things that provoke us lose importance with time. By widening your perspective, you shrink the power of the problem. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means proportion. Choose your response. You always have that choice. And that's your real power. You can't control what happens, but you can always control who you are in response. Every time you respond with patience, reason, or silence, you strengthen your inner discipline. Every pause is a victory over your lower self. The Stoics believe the struggle for calm is the struggle for freedom. The one who reacts is a slave to impulse. The one who responds is a master of mind. When you train yourself to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally, you embody true strength. Calm is not weakness, it is controlled fire. It burns steady, not wild. The more you practice, the more your composure becomes instinctive, until one day, calm is no longer what you do. It's who you are. 4. Real-life example. Leadership under fire. Picture a leader standing at the center of chaos. The project is falling apart. Deadlines are disintegrating, and the air is thick with panic. Team members are snapping at one another. The pressure is unbearable, and no one seems to know which way is forward. Yet amid the noise, one figure stands still, composed, measured, unshaken. This is the leader who understands that their greatest weapon is not authority, but serenity. Their tone remains even. Their movements are deliberate. They listen before they speak. They absorb the chaos without becoming part of it, and in doing so, they create a pocket of calm that others instinctively gravitate toward. The storm outside does not disappear, but within this calm center, the team finds direction again. That is emotional control in its most powerful form, not as a passive restraint, but as an active force that shapes the energy of others. Consider what happens in moments like this. Panic spreads like fire, but calm spreads like light. The Stoics knew this well. Marcus Aurelius, while leading an empire under siege and facing betrayal, disease, and endless wars, still began his mornings with reflections on self-discipline and composure. He reminded himself, "You have power over your mind. not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This single sentence captures what modern leaders struggle to remember, that control begins internally. You cannot command the storm, but you can command yourself, and by doing so, you set an example that others instinctively follow. Imagine a crisis meeting in a company when everything seems lost. The manager who shouts or blames only amplifies disorder. Emotions ripple outward, and the entire room descends into reaction. But the leader who remains still, who breathes, who observes, brings coherence back to the group. Their calm voice acts like an anchor in deep waters. People begin to match that tone, tension begins to dissipate, plans emerge from the noise, productivity returns. This is not magic, it's emotional transference. Humans mirror one another's states unconsciously. The one who maintains inner order becomes the emotional thermostat for everyone else. In military leadership, this principle is sacred. Commanders under fire must remain composed not because they feel no fear, but because panic from one leader can shatter hundreds of minds at once. Emotional discipline under pressure is the difference between chaos and survival. The Stoic soldier, much like the Stoic emperor, channels emotion without being consumed by it. They are aware of fear, frustration, or anger, but they treat these sensations as signals, not commands. The same applies to modern leadership, whether in a startup, a classroom, or a family. When others crumble, the one who holds their inner ground becomes the unspoken pillar that sustains everyone else. The truth is simple but rarely practiced. Emotional control is contagious. The way you carry yourself in crisis sets the emotional temperature of the room. Calmness isn't passive, it's leadership embodied. The next time you're surrounded by frustration, remind yourself that your own composure is an act of service. It doesn't just protect your peace, it protects everyone's ability to think clearly. That is what it means to lead under fire. You don't just survive the storm, you guide others through it. 5. Turning calm into strength. Emotional control is not the absence of emotion, it is the mastery of it. To be calm in the midst of provocation is not weakness, it's proof of strength. True Stoic calm is an active process, a disciplined practice of awareness and redirection. When anger arises, you do not deny it. You acknowledge it, observe it, and choose how to respond. Each spark of irritation becomes an opportunity to exercise restraint. Each moment of frustration becomes a training ground for self-mastery. Just as the body grows stronger through resistance, the mind grows resilient through emotional challenge. The Stoics understood this. Peace is not given, it is earned through the repeated practice of discipline. To turn calm into strength means to transform stillness into power, to channel composure into decisive action. Many people misunderstand calmness as inaction, as if being centered means being detached or indifferent. But in truth, calmness is the foundation for clarity. A mind unshaken by emotion sees more, understands faster, and acts with precision. Think of a swordsman in battle. The frantic one swings wildly and exhausts himself. The calm one studies the field, anticipates movement, and strikes when it matters most. Emotional control is that steady hand, the ability to wait, to choose, to act without being ruled by impulse. Everyday life is full of opportunities to cultivate this kind of strength. A rude comment from a colleague, a delayed flight, a sudden setback. Each moment is a test. Do you react or do you respond? The difference is enormous. Reaction is slavery. Response is sovereignty. The person who reacts is a puppet to circumstance, pulled by every external string. The person who responds acts from within, deliberate, measured, free. As Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is a slave to his passions." The path to freedom, then, is paved with calm decisions made in the heat of emotion. But calmness is not passive detachment, it's active mastery. When you choose peace, you are not ignoring conflict, You are transcending it. You are deciding not to waste energy on what doesn't serve your higher purpose. In moments of tension, remind yourself that your peace is your power. Every insult resisted, every anger redirected, every fear accepted and dissolved, all of it adds to your internal strength. The more often you do it, the more unshakable you become. Eventually, calm becomes your default state, not because life grows easier, but because you have trained your mind to remain still amid movement. Turning calm into strength is a lifelong discipline. It requires patience, awareness, and repetition. But with each test, you sharpen your composure like a blade. You begin to understand that control is not suppression. It is transformation. You no longer push emotions away. You refine them, use them, and rise above them. When others lose their temper, you hold your ground. When others despair, you stand tall. That is strength born from calm, a power that cannot be taken, only built. Remember, storms will come, but peace is the skill that lets you walk through them untouched. That is how calm becomes strength, not by escaping emotion, but by mastering it. In your next disagreement, don't react, respond. Take that breath, use that pause, lead with composure, because those who master their emotions master themselves. If this message resonated with you, subscribe for more insights on Stoicism, discipline, and self-improvement. Let's keep building the strength that silence speaks louder than words.